about the crime scene, David, but perhaps another day. And I've got one more to name, or one more new evidence to explain to the public, which I've kept quite close to myself. Both of you know who it is, but I would just like to mention that we have got a new witness. The three of us have. We've both met him.
Yeah.
David, you're aware of who he is. And basically what he says is that they were killed elsewhere. I won't say where, because if I say where, then that could lead to who's responsible, which also comes into the Jasper account. And that the vehicle was driven a short distance to the bottom of the lane, and the lane was a setup. And just briefly on what my eyes tell me, and I've explained already in the joint interview we did here with Lee Mayo, is the concerns I've got wrapped around the crime scene.
Yeah.
The first one for me is clearly 6 shots are fired through the open rear door into the bodies. Why would you go round the other side and shoot through the glass into Tate's head when you could easily have just gone and done it there? So that, for me, number one, is because the glass and the blood will be in the snow and be available for if the people who find the bodies to say they were killed here.
But he got one in the stomach first, though.
Yeah, but there's still, that's a 6.
Yeah.
That could only have come from the
So
open
bang, bang,
rear
bang.
door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the order of shots, listen, I've done a report, David, you've seen it. Hopefully the CCRC will listen to my experience around crime scenes. Guys, I've probably been to more crime scenes than a pair of you, because I did a lot of murders, and I did a lot of review murders, and I've looked at a lot of photographs. Also, in relation to the Range Rover, is Rolf's body, for me, is in the wrong position if he'd just driven down the lane. His left foot is on the brake, his hand is neatly there, and
that's a photo taken at the
no, it's not. No, it's
No?
taken
No,
it.
it's the same.
No, it's
Oh,
at
it's
the
the
same.
same worker.
No, yeah. As soon as you move the vehicle, you contaminate it. David, you and me know
Yeah.
that. And we believe the reason for moving it was because of what was underneath it. Right. So in relation to other things down the lane, we haven't talked about the shoe impressions. The shoe impressions that we all thought were probably the gunman at the rear offside door may not be connected, because underneath the Range Rover, when it was moved, the high-tech shoe marks were found. Now, I'm not 100% sure of that, because DC King's statement doesn't explain that. So if DC King is listening, please pick up the phone. I'll come and meet you, and we'll just share your experience of what you did. And lots of mistakes. No photograph of the cartridge case in the back. Another one for me, and I watched your video you did with the firearms expert with the Range Rover with Angela up in Derby that I couldn't make. And the release of the cartridge case is out the right hand side. And I think you're right about the gun. I think it was a stub handle rather than the full length barrel. I think that is right. Is that they couldn't have ended up, in my view, where they did when they were photographed, because the door was in the way. How did they get in the glove box? And also, when we looked at the photographs, there's sand on the sill of Rolf's door. There is sand in the footwell of the Range Rover, and there's blood on the ditch part of it, the rut of the wheels outside Rolf's door, which for me could only have got there if that door had been opened. So when was that door opened? I'm not going to say too much about it, because this guy...
You've got Angela Gallup who's looking at forensic.
Yeah, I would hope that, but David, it needs a round the table debate for somebody to listen to me as an experienced SIO, and the forensic people to say, I'll what you're wrong, or I'll what you're right.
Yeah.
The blood spatter is not in the right position, the cartridge, the wadding is not where I think it should be. So, David, we've talked about it, and to a degree, Burge, I've kept you in the loop, so there's no secret about my views. So the bottom line is, there is evidence, yes, that's wrong, there's a statement that needs corroboration, a signed witness statement that needs corroboration that says they were killed elsewhere.
Right.
And I'll say no more than that.